have a banana. You want a banana real quick?
Nah, I'm gonna suffer.
He wants his.
I had
banana.
super
I'm
nachos
just
last
gonna
night.
suffer through. That sounds good. Have you had the fried, the super? What are they called?
Carne asada fries.
Carne
Yeah.
asada.
Those are so good.
Mm-hmm.
Which
They're
one's
all
better,
good.
though?
I don't know. It depends because the thighs. I almost said the thighs are thicker. The fries are thicker. So like they like make you feel heavier. Nachos don't make me feel heavy. I don't know. Unless you put a lot of cheese or something.
But dude,
on
those
it.
super nachos are dummy thick.
Yeah, I
Dumb
literally
thick.
thought they just gave me a box full of carne asada, like meat.
Yeah.
Like I was just like
meat.
worse than chips.
I give them like a solid 9.5 out of 10 on the thickum scale.
Their thighs are thickums.
So is it 9 C's?
You know you can. Did you know you can get half size now?
Of super nachos?
Yeah.
No, I just got the. I just thought there's just
I don't know
one
why you
option.
would.
Full blast.
All right, ready for this?
Uh-huh.
Thanks for entering the crypt with us. We're Bone Patrol. I'm Aaron,
Chris,
I'm Tyler.
and today we're doing our first installment of Your Stories. This is where we anybody who wants to. This goes out to everybody listening and anybody you know. Just submit us a ghost story. We prefer it to be true. Don't just make something up. But like, if you've had something creepy in your life, something. I mean, it can be anything. It can be UFO sightings. It could be a ghost sighting. It can be anything to do with the supernatural, any experience you have. Go ahead and submit that story to us, and we will read it on air. And we're gonna goof on you though, so just be prepared for that.
tell us about that time you lost your parents in the grocery store and then you grabbed some other stranger's hand and it scarred you for life. I
That
wanna hear
actually
about
happened to me, so
That. Yeah, I want to hear about that.
that's some spooky stuff, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just know, yeah, we're gonna goof though. We're gonna goof hard. We're gonna make fun of you personally. We're gonna make you cry.
I'm gonna go after your bloodline. I'm gonna make your whole family
There's
feel
no
So you're
bad.
gonna make fun of his dog, his cat, his whole.
His whole what?
Are the dog and cat part of a bloodline?
Yeah,
I mean, they could be.
your uncle's goat.
Your uncle would go.
No mercy here. So our first stories are submitted by the Noob950. That's his username on Reddit. Go ahead and go see what he posts. I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
It might be a ghost story in and of itself. But his name is Brendan. He's one of the hosts of the Total Chaos podcast. It's a comedy podcast. But he submitted 2 stories for us to read here on air. So we're going to go ahead and start with his first one that he titled The Dark Door.
Was it just really dark and he walked into a door?
Oogity.
He thought the door was open. He just walks into it. Classic.
Silly.
Thanks for entering the crypt with us. We're going to lock that one in the crypt. Here's some goodnight kisses.
All right. His second story is he never wants us to read his stuff on the podcast again. We scarred him for life.
Oops.
So The Dark Door, it starts in a small town in central South Africa where Brendan is from, near the edge of the Great Karoo. What is the Great Karoo?
I don't know.
He gives you the Dragon Slayer quest on OSRS RuneScape. His name is the
Well, don't call him that.
the Great Karoo.
It's a plateau in South Africa, in the Western Cape province,
Western
Like is
Cape.
okay.
lying between the Great Escarpment and the Swartberg.
Swartberg.
I have great memories at Swartberg.
It sounds like a restaurant.
On the Great Karoo's Google page, they said, featuring everyone's favorite buffet selection, this African-themed restaurant immersed guests in the... I don't think
So
this is the
it's
same
a
Great-
restaurant.
I don't think it's the same Great Karoo.
I don't think
He's on the edge of the restaurant.
I don't think it has to be African themed if it's in South Africa.
American themed
hey.
restaurant in America.
It says it can
Texas
accom-
Roadhouse.
Yeah, that's true.
It's got dining accommodations for even the pickiest of eaters.
Oh, we should totally go there.
I only eat Captain Crunch.
Excuse me, sir. I'll have your finest Captain Crunch.
It's got a 4.2 star rating with 180 Google reviews.
While you're at it, will you look up what Hell's Kitchen
Oh wait,
has?
hold up. Guys, I've messed up. This is a restaurant in Wisconsin.
Oh,
The Great
so
Karoo.
is South Africa in Wisconsin?
Yes.
Cool.
That's the capital of
I'm
Wisconsin.
gonna go to Wisconsin and then visit South Africa.
The capital of South Africa is...
Is
Wait,
Wisconsin, or is
the Great Karoo.
is the all right?
Oh, okay. So the Great Karoo also spelled Karoo. They just added an extra R. Afrikaans Groot Karoo, also spelled Central Karoo. It's a plateau basin in Western Cape Province, South Africa. So represents.
Now I know where.
So
it takes place.
everyone, your next vacation is going to be in South Africa, near the Great Karoo.
So he lives in a small town by the Great Karoo.
He's in a small town in central South Africa near the edge of the Great Karoo.
Wait, so their town's gonna fall off the plateau?
It's near the edge.
We need to push the town on the other side.
Yeah. Okay.
And stories spread like wildfire.
Did you hear about Jerry and them rocks at the Great Karoo?
Oh, Great Karoo. Oh, yeah.
This is how stories like Mel's Hole get spread, though.
True.
Pretty much, yeah.
Very true.
Hey, Brendan, is there like a really big hole in your small town where people throw animals to resurrect them? Let us know. We would like to do an episode on it.
What?
I would.
Dead animals specifically,
Yeah,
not
dead
just
Animals.
any animals.
Or TV tubes.
Or TV tubes.
Ice Cubes?
Your best
Ice
friend.
cubes, yes. The Ice Cube's the rapper.
Quentin Totino's Pizza.
Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino's pizza. Maybe there's the ghost from Halo floating around.
Or maybe that weird fleshy seal.
Yeah, that one. That
Whatever
weird
happened to that?
fleshy.
Didn't it go
seal.
back to space?
I didn't go back in the hole.
No,
It
I
like
think it
came
went-
out and was like fear.
And then it crawled back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like flopped in. I'm actually convinced the more I think, but they just punted it back in. Like, no, not today.
It was some poor kid not on peyote walking by who got kicked in.
Yeah, probably. So with stories spreading like wildfire, it's because of this that everyone from there can tell you some version of the story of the Dark Door.
Is this the slamming door's brother?
I think so. That's what I thought.
I think this is where all haunted doors originate.
South Africa.
The Dark Door.
I was gonna. All haunted doors come from South Africa.
I experienced some of it firsthand, though. We moved to the town when I was 6, and of course, being the new kid, everyone wanted to tell me stories. A few were far-fetched, but the Dark Door seemed just enticing enough to be true.
He's like,
Enticing.
I don't know if Jerry ate those rocks, but this creepy door. Don't mind if I do.
Don't mind if I do.
Well, yeah, I mean, every kid's dream is to come in contact with a haunted door.
Well, I mean, in our neighborhood where we grew up, there was a family that like moved out of the house next to us. You remember that area?
Yeah.
And we all thought it was haunted as kids.
Yeah.
And one day, me and one of the neighbor boys were sipping on some bottled root beer, and we were standing out in front of the house, and he was telling me how haunted it is, and we went up to go touch the door, and before we touched it, he just screamed and smashes the bottle and runs. And I'm just like, I guess I'm scared too. I'm out.
Why'd he smash the bottle?
I think he just wanted an excuse to smash a bottle on a house.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the same house. They had a fridge on the back porch, and me and my friend would keep fireworks in there. And on the
fireworks.
on their deck, we had what we called the Chinese space program, which is where we'd strap like firecrackers and bottle rockets to the stuffed animals.
Gotta get to space, baby. It's
Gotta
a
get to
space race.
space.
It was our cul-de-sac versus their cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
The space race
You
is
built
on!
an M80 bomb.
It
Why?
was- and we kept it in a fridge.
Yep.
Yep.
Safekeeping.
I'm pretty sure that's... Yeah, never mind.
Well, but
yeah.
haunted doors, in all honesty, haunted doors are a pretty obviously common theme in any kind of ghost story.
Yeah, almost like a portal to a different dimension or to hell itself.
And ghosts, well, like the slamming door, and ghosts love slamming doors,
Yeah, we know that.
as do open windows with giraffes.
Also,
True.
people with fish wire on the other side.
Fish wire.
But what's that? The Midnight Man? What was that?
The Midnight Man
yeah.
game?
well,
Yeah, the idea is that the door, you turn it into a portal into like another realm or
Realm,
dimension. Yeah.
You let demons out, basically.
Yeah, just like, hey, you want to hang out? You want
you want to hang out?
I got Quentin Tarantino pizza rolls.
I got some pizza rolls in the oven, and I've got some
Oh
root
my
beer.
gosh. Do you know how terrifying it would be, though, to create a portal in your house and Quentin Tarantino came walking out?
No, but it's Quentin Tarantino's
Multiple of them, and they're all made out of pizza rolls.
pizza rolls, and they're like, "Yeah, baby."
It doesn't sound like that.
It's not like Yogi Bear.
Yeah, baby.
Well, that's how Quentin Tarantino seems in my reality.
Well, I don't want to meet yours. So this story starts a few decades ago when a man moved to the town to take on a teaching job at the school. Apparently, he was a miserable man, and he was a real pain in the butt.
I hate that guy.
He met an unfortunate end when he was mixing chemicals, and he accidentally messed it up. A bad reaction took place, and he ended up blowing himself up.
That happened with me cleaning the bathroom with Windex and bleach.
Was he trying to make meth? That's my question when I first read
Yeah.
it.
That's what it sounds like.
Probably.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sounds like a meth house.
Walter White right here.
So Walter White, the South African version,
South African Walter White.
yeah, took place instead of the Great Basin, took place in the Great Karoo.
The Great Karoo.
And according to Brendan, this is confirmed history in South Africa.
Cool.
He
The
didn't link
miserable
it.
man.
He didn't give us any links. Brendan, if you're listening and you have any proof, we'd like to see it. But until then, confirmed history.
Confirmed.
After the accident, the town saw very little of the man's wife and children.
I thought you were just going to say of the man. I was like, well, he blew up.
He blew up.
Well, that's what I was going to say about his wife and children.
Did they blow up too?
He
No.
blew up his house, didn't he?
They happened to be at the park.
They're probably at the park.
Or school.
They're probably at the Great
Or he
Karoo.
blew them up, and that's what they could find very
Or
little
maybe
of
they
them.
were working real jobs because his meth business just wasn't working out.
So poor man Walter White. Walter White. Walter White.
They seem to have secluded themselves to the home,
Didn't it blow up?
enough that they could still live in it, though.
Only the second floor blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's assumed that the kids moved since both were almost adults. The wife stayed and was sporadically seen through the years, looking worse every time she was spotted. Then the sighting stopped.
Did you notice that this time she had 4 arms instead of 3? What's going on?
I could have sworn last time I saw her, her teeth weren't yellow.
What? They just pick on really minute details.
detail.
She got a gray hair. My
my
goodness, she's
gosh.
looking bad.
Something is wrong with this lady.
They just take a picture of like a homeless dude that's obviously not her and be like, oh, Jenny's not looking too hot.
Fucking terrible. People grew nervous and ended up calling the police to go check on the woman. They entered the home and found her dead in the living room. It was unclear how long she was dead, but apparently it was a while. Since no one could track down the children, nor did anyone want to buy the house, they just closed it down and left everything as it was.
Yeah, leave her in there.
Might as well.
We don't need her.
Nope. The house stood empty for several years. Then in the late 90s, people began spotting activity in the building. Some nights they would see lights on inside. Everyone assumed that maybe a relative or one of the children had finally come along to claim the home, but no one ever saw who was inside. They continued for a few years, and many rumors and theories spread throughout the town.
Or maybe it was Quentin Tarantino's.
Yeah, he's just doing a disco party.
Multiple of them.
Multiple
Disco parties.
disco parties. That's
Pizza
why there's so
rolls.
many lights and pizza rolls and dead bodies.
Or maybe it just seems likely because the dude blew his house up that the wiring was faulty and so lights would flicker.
And the lights flickered on. and
Could it also
off.
just be like collections, like they're collecting the stuff and getting out of Dodge.
Or
Get out of Great Karoo.
Get out of the Great Karoo.
Or just kids breaking into the house.
Doing their disco parties.
Oh my gosh, Disco Debbie.
That's what I was going to
Disco
say.
Debbie, yeah.
Disco Debbie and Quentin
She
Tarantino's
still lives
Combined.
to this very day.
into one mega being.
Mega Bean.
Quentin Tarantino's and Disco Debbie combined into one
Oh my
massive
gosh.
bean.
Mighty Beans. If you're listening to this podcast, I want to see a Disco Debbie Mighty Bean man.
And Quentin
I do
Tarantino's. It comes into one package that's just a massive Mighty Bean is the packaging that's one Quentin Tarantino, and you open it up, it's a lot of small Quentin Tarantino Mighty Beans.
So it's like Russian nesting dolls.
We're not sponsored by Mighty Beans.
Did y'all know back in the day it used to be called Tostinos? Mandela effect.
I don't know what that sound is the music to the Mandela effect.
So now we jump to present time. Present day 6-year-old Brendan. I'm not sure what happened.
Well, we gotta snap to present time.
Oh, is
so
it
we
the
have
snapping the time?
Yeah, we need a
That was
sound
Tyler.
effect.
That was Tyler pile driving father time, so we could jump to present.
Yeah.
Just to meet Brendan.
Needed to be done.
Needed to be done.
So Brendan states, then I came along, and of course, with such a story, I wanted to get a closer look. So over the years, me and my friends would study the house. It was a mid-sized, with a beautiful door made of very dark wood. Oh, jungle wood?
Junglewood.
Wait, dark
Junglewood.
oak.
Dark Oak. Junglewood?
I don't know. Is that dark?
Is that even in Minecraft?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Junglewood?
Junglewood. Yeah, that's the dark wood.
I thought it was dark oak.
Dark Oak.
It's also dark oak as well.
Well, it was a very, very dark wood. And at night, it looked like nothing but an abyss. Thus, we gave it the name the Dark Door. I was very skeptical about the entire thing, but it was still fun to think about theories about what was up with that place.
What's up, place?
How you doing, Dark Door?
Hey, Brandon, you see that house over there's got a dark door.
I
They
mean,
call it dark door.
Let's study it.
the house was so dark it would just disappear into the night.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I didn't.
Where'd
That's
the
what he
house
says.
go?
I said at night it looked like nothing but an abyss.
I think he means the door, specifically.
Oh, with the beautiful door made of a very dark wood. Eh.
Yeah. So he's using spruce for the rest of the house and dark oak for the door.
I imagine it was birch. Give a nice contrast.
Yeah.
One of my close friends lived on the same street as the Dark Door. So he was usually the one who told us something happened. One morning at school, he came running up to us and told us that something had changed. He was the
Something
guy
happened.
he was the guy that informed us when something would happen. Yo, guys, something happened.
All right, what happened?
All right.
So it happened.
We knew we had to investigate, and as luck would have it, it was a Friday.
That is lucky.
That's pretty lucky.
I love Friday.
We all arranged a sleepover at a friend's house. We ended up staying 2 nights.
Ooh. That's one more night than usual.
Yeah.
Those are some lax parents.
Two-nighter.
On the first night we just studied the house, and he was right. There was a garage built onto the house that wasn't there before.
What?
So a garage just magically appears.
Or someone, built it.
No. Not a chance.
Nope.
That's dumb.
I would have chalked this fact up to ignorance or misremembering, but after years of everyone's
How do you misremember a garage on the house?
One day it was there, and one day it wasn't.
That is pretty scary, honestly. Imagine waking up and there's just a garage on your house that you didn't
Like,
have before.
huh.
I'm more convinced they just looked at the house at a different angle. They'd never looked at it before. Like, hey, there's a garage over there.
This house is much bigger than we originally thought.
He said he would have chalked this up to the fact to just simply ignorance or misremembering, but after years, everyone who was present confirmed the building appeared overnight. An old silver Toyota Camry also stood in the driveway, the scariest car in existence.
Yeah.
Both the car and the new garage seemed faded and worn, as if they'd been there for a long time, almost as long as the house itself. There were even cracks in the driveway.
Did it have like scorch marks from when the house originally blew up on the car and on the garage?
Maybe it blew it up and it launched the garage and the car in the driveway somewhere else, and someone eventually just found it and they moved it back to the house.
Maybe went into space and it went into
And it
orbit and
fell
came
back
back
down.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and it grabbed the car that Theodore Musk launched up there.
Theodore Musk.
Tesla in space?
It is South Africa.
That is true.
We can talk to Elon, since I know you're a listener, confirm or deny, is that the Tesla that you launched into space? Was it actually a Toyota Camry?
Yeah, Ron Musket.
Ron Musket.
Elongated musket rifle.
Give us the answers about your child's name.
About your... How do you pronounce it?
Beep boop. I
Kyle.
XAEX 12. Beep boop. Ron, give me milk.
Oh, okay.
And now, like any normal kids would do, we asked the adults, but they just responded with the expected, didn't even realize they were building there.
Is everyone blind?
They're just like the adults off of Charlie Brown. Womp 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 womp.
Luckily, the mind of a child is a wonderful thing, and we immediately assumed something supernatural. Well, I mean, that's typically what I'd go to as well if a garage appeared overnight.
Ghosts really do be building garages, though.
Man, I had this ghost contractor, and he built me a garage.
I only had to pay him in supernatural tokens.
Amazing deals.
One 5-cent beer token or whatever it
Oh
was.
my goodness, yeah.
I wrote a good review for him on Angie's List.
Oh my gosh, I knew it.
Use a Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
You've ruined it.
I'm trying to contract a garage job.
All right.
That night, we saw movement in the house, but nothing exciting.
What kind
What
of
kind of
movement?
movement? Someone was sitting on the toilet.
We saw a bunch of construction workers building.
Nothing exciting.
Nothing exciting.
And the next morning, magically, there was an addition on the house, seemingly out of nowhere.
We saw someone pull up in the driveway with a Toyota Camry. Suddenly it was there.
We went to bed, no car in the driveway. Exactly. We woke up in the morning, car in the driveway. Ghosts.
How?
Coincidence? I think not.
Ghosts.
I made sure to siphon the gas, and then after I did, it was empty. How did it get there?
The next night, we decided to make our move and close the mystery once and for all.
What move? They're gonna break into someone's house?
Now, they bought an old van,
Okay. And a dog?
and they painted that bad boy up real cool, smoked some weed,
With their dog?
and then
They got a girl who couldn't see, and then made her lose her glasses.
they solved the mystery. The minor 49er. He was behind it the
Minor
whole time.
49.
He was behind it the entire
He
time.
built the garage. It's his Toyota Camry. You can tell by his license plate that says MINR.
Oh, I take that back. These kids were much more sophisticated than the mystery gang. They didn't buy a van or smoke weed.
They did Adderall
They went
and stole the Toyota
They went
Camry.
ding dong ditching.
Ah,
They ding dong ditched the dark door. And for some of you from the areas of the U.S. where this term sometimes is racially charged, ding dong ditching is just where you knock on a door and you run away so you can goof on the adults that live there.
get goofed, old man.
Get off my lawn!
All right, see ya.
So, we waited for the cover of darkness and assumed the position behind some bushes.
What is?
Assume position.
I drew the short straw, so I had to go knock on the door. I remember feeling more scared with every single step I took towards that dark abyss. It felt like forever, but in due time, I reached the porch and placed 3 firm knocks on the door. And as if by a switch, the door was flung open.
It's like in Minecraft when you put a pressure
There was just
plate.
a pressure plate. He stepped
Pressure
up.
plate and it.
What I saw inside was a horse with diamond armor.
and a creeper riding it.
It's the 4 horsemen of apocalypse.
Jerry Seinfeld, Caillou,
Guy.
Lil Bill,
And Optimus Prime.
I thought it was Creeper riding a horse.
and Creeper riding a
A
horse. Lil Bill is out.
It's a white horse. Yeah, he's death.
Yeah, Lil Bill's out. Creeper riding a horse is in.
Alright, sounds good.
Yeah.
Diamond armor horse.
Oh, yeah. It might have just been the... Oh, you know what? I should probably finish what he actually said there, not just skip that sentence. What he saw inside was scarring, to say the least. It was an old man. Oh, my gosh! That is terrible!
I hate those things.
But he looked like a ghoul or something.
Ugh. Whoa. You can't just say that about old people.
I knocked on the man's door and he opened it up. Blah! It might have just been the light and my young mind, but his appearance, coupled with the fact that he seemed to be waiting for me by the door, made it too much.
Apparently they didn't hide very well in the bushes. He's just like, these kids in here in my bushes.
I turned around to run, but he managed to get a hold of my shoulder. His hands were like ice. I tore myself free and ran as fast as my legs could carry me. I heard him say something in a raspy voice.
Oh, you got some beans?
And a second later, one of my friends yelled at me to duck.
Duck.
I did, just as I heard. A loud...
Laser beams.
Laser beams.
I'd like to think that he was firing blanks to scare us, but the small poof of dust I saw on the road ahead of me pretty much confirmed it was a real projectile.
Poof of dust.
Poop of dust.
We all ran into the friend's house to get safety, and since then we haven't dared to go back.
Yeah, he almost shot
I mean, an old man just tried to
Yeah,
shoot a kid. Well, first he tried to abduct him, and then he tried
Yeah.
to kill him.
with his Spartan rifle.
He's charging up!
And that's where the poof of dust came.
He didn't charge it up long enough.
Yeah.
You know what it was? He had the rubber band where you make the little piece of paper. Where you,
Oh.
yeah,
Aren't those
give
called
him
like
this-
hornets or something?
Hornets, yeah.
Yeah, he just
They
shot one.
sting. You put a staple on the end.
He just
Ooh.
shot one of those at him.
Come here, little kitty.
I recently had the opportunity to see the house again. I am a skeptic. I don't easily believe in the supernatural, but something about that place still makes me feel a primal terror deep inside myself. Suffice it to say, I don't linger by that dark door.
I wanted to Tarzan yell so bad when you said primal terror. I don't know why. It was primal.
And just like start smacking your chest.
Oh, start smacking my primal terror. Sorry, I just had to get it out.
I feel like actually this whole story can be easily figured out because most countries keep a pretty like solid record of who's owned houses. You could probably just see that there was an old man who lived there.
Yeah.
And he was probably on a list. of some sort.
Of some sorts. Maybe in the census records.
Yeah.
Maybe they have an old man list.
Old man list.
A South African old man list.
You have to register when you hit a certain age.
Yeah.
Once you start looking like a ghoul, you
I
have,
have to register as a ghoul now.
Oh, maybe that's why it's supernatural. Is it was a ghost with a gun at the door.
That would be the scariest type of ghost.
Yeah. I mean,
With a
does the
Spartan laser?
does the projectile actually hurt, or does it go just right through you?
Oh no, it kills you. It's a real gun. It's not a ghost gun.
It's
Oh, it's not a ghost gun. So a ghost has a real gun.
Yeah.
it's Beetlejuice with a Spartan laser.
Okay, then that's scary.
But let's step back and actually look at this. If this was a ghoul, it makes kind of sense. Well, the kids disappeared. The wife died, and ghouls, they eat
Yeah.
they eat dead bodies.
Well, aren't ghouls like beings that were like radiated?
What?
What does that mean? Like the Hulk?
Yeah, kind of like the Hulk, but I guess he wouldn't be a ghoul.
Is the Hulk a ghoul?
Maybe
The biggest ghoul.
the biggest green ghoul.
Ghoul is a demon-like being or monstrous humanoid originating in pre-Islamic Arabian religion associated with graveyards and consuming human flesh.
Oh,
Almost the Hulk.
In
Almost the
modern
Hulk.
fiction, they tend to be underwater things, so like the
oh,
drowned,
okay, okay.
yeah, things like that.
I was thinking of something
Similar
else then.
creatures, William Beckford.
The guy who started Ford Motor Company.
Wait, what?
No, that was the man who introduced them. I don't know what that means, but they're related to ogres.
Ogres.
Abilities: prey on young children, seduces humans,
Aren't they nasty looking?
steals coins,
Okay.
eats the dead, drinks blood, and shapeshifts into an ostrich.
They also hold world record times for solving Rubik's cubes.
Oh, wait, why are they ostriches? Why can't it be an emu?
I don't get why that's weird to you guys.
So, but it makes sense. It preys on young children.
Yeah.
They steal
Is
coins.
there ostriches in
So,
South Africa?
okay, hold on. I'm not sure. I'm looking it up. South African ostriches. Unsourced material may be challenged and removed. Oh, this is Wikipedia. The South African ostrich.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Is the old man an ostrich?
The old
He's
man.
a ghoul.
But a ghoul that turned into an ostrich that
Well, they
shot...
shapeshift. They're still a ghoul.
That's the twist. Is it was just a regular ostrich, but he mistook it for a ghoul.
I tried to run out and it grabbed me by its beak. And then it shot a gun at me. That sounds like an ostrich.
Yeah.
What was that game where you were a raptor and you had guns on your back? And it was really old. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, was it on the EMAC?
Yeah. I was just thinking maybe it had 2 Spartan lasers tied to its back. This ostrich.
Nanosaur.
Nano ostrich Spartan lasers.
Yeah. Nanosaur, the popular science fiction third-person shooter video game developed by Pangea Software.
Yeah,
Yep.
it didn't really have anything to do with it other than that's the only way I could imagine it was holding any sort of laser gun.
Published by Ideas from the Deep. Ghouls in modern translations or depictions live in the deep. This Nanosaur is made by a group of ghouls.
Yep. Our government is run by ghouls. The world is run by ghouls.
That's actually
So
just,
many
everyone knows that.
connections.
That's not even an argument.
Mark Zuckerberg's a lizard.
He is.
Yeah.
Elon Musk's a robot.
Well, he also has his child Flick, remember?
Yeah, the Antichrist.
The Antichrist, yeah.
Yeah. No, this makes sense. It was a ghoul. So we rat back to Walter Witherman. What was the guy's name? The South African Great Karoo meth kingpin.
Walter
Wife.
wife.
Oh, yeah, Walter Wife. So he starts a meth empire in the Great Karoo region of South Africa, right?
Believable.
Either to end himself and destroy the evidence with it, or in a simple accident, he blows himself up
Becomes a ghoul.
in his house, or maybe it was a hit by another
Gang of
kingpin,
ghouls.
right?
Maybe a
right.
Chileans.
Maybe raptors.
Yes, ostriches.
Yes.
Blows himself up in his house, killing
Yeah.
him, killing his, well, not his wife, killing his kids. The wife somehow survives. Maybe, though, the wife was the ghoul. Because people would see her and she looked terrible.
She couldn't control her
And-
ostrich form
So
any longer.
and anyone I see that looks terrible is a ghoul.
Only if they slightly look like an ostrich.
Okay.
So
I know a couple people.
So what do you guys think? Do you think it's more likely that it was the wife was the ghoul or the husband was the ghoul?
The wife.
So the wife, that makes sense because the husband probably blew himself up. So the wife, now ghoul, she gets trapped in the house. It blows up. No one saw her for a long time. So to survive, she had to eat the remains of her husband and her kids, turning her into a ghoul. She then continues on living as a ghoul, but trying to just disguise herself in modern society. But everyone knows. They're like, look at that ugly lady. She's like, oh no, they're on to me. I'm a ghoul. So she ghouls on back to her house
Ghoul on, lady. Ghoul on.
Ghoulon.
and just continues eating the
Ghoul
bodies.
on Musk.
Ghoulon Musk. So she Ghoulon Musk it back to her house, where she continues to eat kids and construction workers who are trying to build a garage on her house.
I told you not to build garages. But he said right here, I'm gonna build garage right here.
Is that your South African accent?
Something I don't know how South Africans
No,
speak.
that's his garage builder accent.
Garage builder accent.
Yeah.
Continues to live there till eventually some kids get the guts to ding dong ditch this ghoul. Opens it up. Now here's the thing. He says old man. Ghouls, you would have a hard time telling if it was a man or a lady. So he just thinks it's a man. It's really an old lady. Ghouls him. She grabs him because ghouls prey on young children. She's like, perfect, a good meal. Ice cold hand on the shoulder. When he escapes, she has no other choice than to shapeshift into an ostrich and shoot a gun at the kid.
Okay, yeah. But
I thought you were going to say she shapeshifts into a Spartan laser. Shoots the kid.
What do you guys think? I think it makes sense.
Yeah, I think that works.
I think it was a ghoul. It's not a ghost story, it's a ghoul story.
Yeah, it's a ghoul story. This is the first ghoul story I've ever heard.
yeah.
That makes sense.
It makes perfect sense to me.
Especially it's in South Africa.
And it's got confirmed history.
Yep.
So, problem solved.
So
We know the location. We know the person. It's a true story.
it was a ghoul.
It was a ghoul.
It was a ghoul the
was a
whole
ghoul.
time.
Ghoulie boy.
I was a ghoul the whole time.
But why would you do it?
Why?
Well, you see, when I turned into a ghoul, everyone was too scared to talk to me. I was just trying to raise some money to buy you that fancy wedding ring.
But what did the ghoul say in the raspy voice?
What do the ghouls say?
What do ghouls say?
In raspy voice?
Help me build my garage.
Hey, I want some of the beans.
That wasn't raspy.
The registration's up on my Camry. They're too scared of me at the DMV.
Have you seen my kids?
I'm not a ghoul.
Where's my social security check?
You know what though? Even if it was just an old angry lady, I understand why she tried to shoot the kid. He ding dong ditches her. She opens the door and he goes, "Ah, old man!" Just to,
Or whatever, he just screams, a ghoul! Just to book it. Ain't no ghoul. Nope.
yeah.
I think that one's solved.
Yep.
That's part one, right? That's part one solved? Part one of two.
You make the
For
ghoul
Brendan.
undo the lock and you get the Glock.
No.
I thought it was a Spartan laser.
So we're going to lock this one in the crypt.
I think so. I think it's solved.
Yeah.
So
It was a ghoul.
You're
how do
welcome,
you,
Brendan.
How do you kill a ghoul?
Drop kick.
Do you burn it?
Drop kick into a fire.
well, I mean, if it blew up, I
Oh,
don't think.
you have to decapitate it.
Oh.
You can also bash their brains in.
So you just same way you kill anything.
Yeah.
Bashing of brains.
Yeah.
Brashing.
The only thing that can kill a
Brashing.
ghoul is decapitation or complete destruction of the head.
That's the name of my new band. Complete destruction of the head.
Well, you won't have many ghoul fans.
Nope. Well, let's lock this one up. Let's get a couple South African goodnight kisses.
What does that even mean? That sounds...
That's just all it is. And then let's get a couple of Great Karoo goodnight kisses. And one ghoul kiss.
Let's be raspy. That was pretty raspy.